Here's one of my favorite stories to tell with toddlers and preschoolers. It's a lot of fun. As you can see, the prop is just an old paper box, and I've cut out a bathtub and put bubbles on it. You can also tell this with one of those big Tupperware crate things and have an actual kid come up and get in with all the animals that you'll see in this. For this story, you need a series of increasingly larger puppets, and they can be whatever animals you like. I'm going to tell this story today with my friend Bear. One day, Bear was taking a bath. Here's the sign for Bear. Can you do that sign? Bear, it's like you're giving yourself a bear hug. So Bear got into the tub. Here's the sign for bath. And there were lots of bubbles, and he was having a great time when all of a sudden, knock, 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 he heard someone at the door. So he got out of the tub, and he put on his bathrobe, and he went over to the door. And who should he find there but a mouse. Here's the sign for mouse. And the mouse said, "Oh, that tub looks like fun. Can I join you?" And Bear said, yes. So Mouse jumped into the tub, and they played and they played and they splashed and they had a great time in the tub. When, knock, 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 they heard a knock at the door. So Bear got out of his tub and put on his robe and went to the door. And who should he find there but the duck. Here's the sign for duck. Duck. And Duck said, "Hey Bear, that looks like a great tub. Can I join you?" And Bear said, yes. So the duck jumped into the tub too. And they had a great time. They played and they splashed and they had a wonderful time until all of a sudden, knock, 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 they heard another knock at the door. Bear got out of the tub and he put on his robe and he went to the door, and who should he find there but the sheep. Here's the sign for sheep. Hold your arm up like this and shear the sheep. And Bear looked at the sheep and said, uh-oh, these animals are getting bigger. And Sheep said, "That looks like a great tub. Can I join you?" And Bear looked at the tub and he looked at the sheep and he said, "Well, okay, but we're running out of room." And Sheep jumped into the tub and they played and they splashed and they had a great time. And all of a sudden they heard knock, 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 another knock at the door. So Bear got out of the tub. Oh, it's kind of a stretch now. He got out of the tub and he put on his robe and he went to the door, and you know who he saw? He saw a great big giant puppy dog. Here's the sign for dog. Whoa, he's so big, I've got to move him over here. Dog. And the dog said, "Bear, that looks like a great tub. Can I join you?" And Bear looked at the tub that was so full, and he looked at that giant puppy dog and he said, "Yes, you can come in, but you know what? Forget taking a bath. I'm going to go take a shower instead." The end.